How's it going, everybody? We are back. Hope everybody's having a good ass day. It is a Warhammer Wednesday. We are jumping back into our Iron Man run of Rogue Trader. I actually forgot to put that in the title, so one moment as I do exactly that. Just add in a little thing that says Grimdark mode so that people who drop in know that if we die, I'm going to rage and be very, very upset. Is this the correct one? Yeah, it is. Oh, for once it actually did the thing. Cool. Are we leaving? Yeah, we're leaving. We've already done the thing.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
Damn right. What the fuck happened to me? I think I must have stepped in some traps or something.
I better myself through my service. Never doubt me.
I didn't, Argenta. Hold on. Huh. Bust that shit. Bust it. Alright, what's here? Pascal, open that shit. A medikit and a fire grenade. Okay. A buff to commerce. Yeah, sure. We'll do this because that free attack is very, very useful. None of these can heal traumas, right? What's combat Medicae? Ah, doesn't matter. Just remembering. Thing does give me, yeah. Trying to decide if that 20% armor piercing is going to be useful. It might. It might. Ah, screw it. 20% armor piercing is more than enough. Hopefully.
Nothing escapes my sight.
We are about to fight a Forge Fiend, though, so I'm reasonably concerned. We did it! Alright, open that shit. A formidable-looking door blocks the way into the next module. It is covered in scratches, as if someone clawed at the cold metal for a very, very long time. The door does not respond to your touch and stands fast, refusing to open. The writing above the doorway reads, Main Computing Cathedral. The tech priest blesses himself with a protective symbol, his hands visibly shaking. Shield us, O machine god, from the evil that has taken hold of your temple. Save us, preserve us from the corruption, show us the way. The sacred metal that bars our path is weakened. Let us appeal to the machine spirit of one of the generators so the metal may drink from its blessed energies. There should be one hidden somewhere in this module. You okay? My true flesh resonates with the machines in this abode. Their pain and madness interfere with the workings of my cranial circuitry and cybermantle. Suboptimal, but surmountable. Further conversing is unproductive. The will of the Omnissiah has brought us to these doors, thus our task is clear. Search for a way to proceed beyond so we can discover a means of cleansing these halls. Restore power. Because we went and did that first. Oh wait, we leveled up. Did we level up just now, or? Until the unlock on all damage dealt to enemies by damage over... Huh. Okay. There you go.
I know how to take risks.
What's this? Headhunter. Light carapace. A little bit of extra dodge. This is based on what? Agility? Awareness. Huh. So this might actually be good on you. Yeah. Yeah. Give that to her. And she has this one, which gives her a little bit of extra dodge and parry. Yeah, not terrible. Plus, this kind of fits her. She kind of looks, she kind of looks nice in that. Megas, Tiberius, Mala, Mad Technomats. I see nothing of interest around here.
Always keep your eye on the prize.
The air in the room is permeated by a wild mixture of miasmas of both mechanical and biological origin. Blood, rust, vomit, machine oil, excrement, well, yeah, kerosene. All these smells blend into such a thick stench that it almost feels palpable. Just as the air here is one mad tangle of odors, the device in front of you is a mishmash of wriggling wires and transplanted fragments. In all the clutter, one could almost miss the main component. A heavily augmented man whose upper body is embedded into the frame of the machine, dozens of wires piercing his flesh. Who are you, disturbing the peace of holy martyrs in the home of our grief? What do you want? Symbols your brethren protect themselves with symbols again. Let's do this one. Your torment is not holding back, it is sustaining it. It is not too late to expel this blight. Ooh. Nice. The man's eyes clear for a moment. They still lack understanding, but there's a hint of surprise. He slowly looks around the room at the ecstatic priests, his own mangled body. His vox hisses as if he is struggling to say something. The mingled stench in the room is drowned out by the sharp, piercing smell of ozone and grease. You sense that the nauseating atmosphere that prevailed in the room is condensed into a single point of evil in the depths of the ship, and is now hurtling toward you. That makes sense. Fortune time. Sorry about that. It's just somebody just tried to drop some advertising on the channel, and Twitch thing has updated, so it's a little different than I'm used to. Okay, so Pesky, go over here. Yeah. Okay, so Pascal. Do this. Then hit him with one of these. And then hit him with this. Yeah, just throw out all the debuffs. Okay. Why can't I select this space here from here? Like, what's over there that's preventing it? Oh, I think it's this chain. I think it was this chain right here. Huh. Okay. Alright, so let's get the flamer out. Fire. Oh, I'm sorry, is it your turn? No? Then why are you doing shit, bitch? It's my turn, not yours, little fucker.
Injured. I'm enraged.
But yeah, we need this fucking thing dead, like, aggressively so. Like, right the fuck now. Okay, it's Cassia's turn. Alright, Cassia. Hit with this. And then this. Nice. Should have used this, but that's okay.
By the manner of their death, we shall know them.
Okay. Now. Okay. Now use this. And now hit this thing harder than a motherfucker.
Isn't this a job for the serfs?
Alright, it should die on its turn. Did he just punch it? That's weird. That's weird what just happened there. Anyway, finish this thing off, please. Don't miss. Shit was easy too.
Refuse. Let's make some opportunities.
Rejoice in battle.
We did it, and all it cost was Pascal's, I guess, physical well-being. Yeah. No, kill that thing. Stop missing Argenta! There you go. Evil. That was evil incarnate. Evil. The corruption that watches us day and night. You have banished the evil. You tried to warn me, but I was deaf. The ship, Kavagama, it followed us from there. Kavagama, is that where your ship's from? Yes, the ship and the planet. And the traitors among our brethren, tormenting the sacred mechanisms, letting corruption into their systems. They turned that which is holy into the unholy, and they set these new, twisted machines on us, their tech comrades. We managed to flee, but one of the monsters found its way onto the ship. We fought. We cut off one module after another, as one cuts away rotting flesh, but it followed. Its invisible influence, the corruption it exuded, it claimed us one by one. The crew were merely humans of flesh and blood. They were so weak, they succumbed so easily. We could not save them from evil, and so we gave the ship to the darkness among the stars. But the darkness came for us too, in this last module where we intended to make our last stand. Then I sacrificed myself. I became a filter, a stopper against the corruption emanating from the machine. I succumbed. The corruption came for our souls. Corruption of Kavagama. Traitors! The Fabricator said so. It all started with him. He was the one who let this taint into the sacred code. He was the one who doomed our brethren. He was the one who spawned the steel monstrosities in the furnace of our planet. Rest in peace, you will be avenged. I was part of the great force that drives the universe. I do not fear the cold of death. Ooh, loot. Okay. Boost to medicine.
Is there money to be made?
Sherry.
In the shell of a demon engine. It was this creation, a horrifying mix of real space technologies and the deranged powers of the warp, that disrupted the ship's systems and twisted the tech priests' minds. And we killed it. And got dick all for our efforts. I mean, that's not true. We got like a thing, right? We got a thing, one, singular. Yeah, collect all. Okay, so you look goofy as hell. What happened to your headpiece? Wait a minute. Didn't she have a mask? And a cape. Like, what happened to her gear? It's just gone? What the hell? Where'd it go? Like, she had... I know she had a mask. Did I give it to somebody else by accident? Give this to her because her bleeds scale with Medicaid. Add that to cargo. I like using hammer. Although I should probably use a chain axe for the crit bonus from my origin. Although wait, it applies to hammers as well. Yeah, we'll use the hammer for a bit. I like hammer. Hammer is good. Hammer is cool. And this is an insane AoE. Plus, getting to push people away is funny. Alright, I think we're done here. Let me see here. I have the magnetic storm. The rogue trader's augurs cannot pierce through the magnetic storm raging above the planet. Only truly powerful sacred technologies can gaze into the eye of the storm. Okay, so this is something for later. I wish you could mark some rumors as, like, not important. Oh well. Yeah, this isn't relevant right now. Nearby stars land not allowed to inhabit a world in the system. Again, I wish it would, like, give a little bit more information. Drukhari have been observed stealing suns. Yeah. Calamity on industrial world. Kranak. Can't vary in the detail, but they do agree on one thing. On Kefagama, a world owned by the rogue traders, dynasty in rich north, some kind of catastrophe has occurred. Footfall, still waiting. Vestal's Lasser. Cinerus Maleficum, we'll have to go there. And then Langren's Belt. This is, yeah, Kefagama. Mundus Valancius. Oh, this is Janus. We already found Janus. Convenient. Huh. Lord Captain, we have an emergency. We have received word that there has been sighting on the lower deck. A sighting of Lady Theodora. The messages we have received are incomplete and vague, little more than yelling and hysterical claims. There are reports of casualties and unrest. The compartment in question has already been sealed off, but I thought you might want to look into what's going on for yourself. The situation is delicate, and what's especially disturbing, there are mentions of Idira Tlas being present at the scene. What's Idira doing there? Idira broke her microbead, so I wasn't able to find out anything from her. But Lord Captain, Idira is a psyker, and we are in the warp. You're the only one who would risk setting foot in that compartment. And if you do not, we will never see Idira again. I beg you, Lord Captain, do not ignore this matter. I'll deal with it personally. I need the exact location. Right away, Lord Captain. Heinrichs, yeah, you're coming with us. We're gonna need a psyker to deal with this psychic shittery.
The breath of the immaterium. I feel the same thing whenever your resident witch is around. We are close.
I too.
God damn. And who now deigns to grace us with their presence? Another gaggle of heretics and traitors thirsting to get their due for what they've done? Or is it the leader himself who has finally grown tired of hiding behind others? Rogue trader, we meet at last. I had grown tired of waiting for you to pay me a visit. Indeed, Centuries of selfless toil and effort, and everything I left behind has gone to this non-entity. Warp illusion! Be gone! Ah, Genta, my dear, there's no need to make such a fuss. Why don't we sit down over a cup of recaf like we used to? And listen to your rapturous tales of sacred relics, portents, and your special path. You must have been so lonely without me here. No one else is willing to listen to your ravings, or help you with your childish treasure hunt. We've already met. Of course, boy, for it was I who gave the order to bring you here, to my ship. Oh, how I rue that decision now, and how I regret heeding the advice of my seneschal. Alas, my glorious voyage through life was ended in the dullest possible way, by death. A nuisance I staved off as long as I could, but do not weep for me, my boy. I'm still keeping an eye on my property, and punishing all those who fail me. You're not Theodora. Theodora's dead. There's no coming back from that. I'm dead. How is that? I'm no different from those who have not yet crossed the divide between reality and eternity. I see. I speak. I remember the wrongs you all committed against me. And for all those who failed me, I've already begun exacting my retribution. I truly am Theodora, the remnants of herself that she left behind in this world. I'm an echo of her memories preserved in the minds of those who cared for her. I am the taste of tears spilt for the unsaid and the undone. I am the terror of she who failed to turn the tide of fate and who refuses to look truth in the face. I'm as real as the human passions that bring worlds to ruin. Where's Adira? What have you done with her? Me? What have I done with Adira? Oh, all I did was turn that little mutt from the fringes into a true servant of the Imperium. I gave her toys, I cleaned up after her antics, provided her with everything she could ever dream of. Oh, I had great plans for poor little Adira. If you are Theodora, then tell me, who really killed you? Oh, wouldn't you like to know the answer to that question? I don't even know which would be more satisfying, to give you an honest answer or to leave you to languish in your ignorance. We'll see how you conduct yourself, little boy. What you want with me? Why were you waiting for me? Matters are so dire that the pleas of one of my servants breached death's veil to reach my ears. How could I ignore such a desperate cry for help? And from my little Adira, no less. And once I appeared here, well, of course I had to meet the pretender who has allowed this deplorable state of affairs. I'll send you back into the abyss you crawled out of. You! Of all the people to ever threaten me, you're the most pathetic, boy. All that you possess now was given to you in error. You're unworthy of such a generous gift, and you're incapable of holding on to it. I am here to seek retribution against all who failed me. My brainless crew, my useless officers, my pathetic servants, who turned their backs on their mistress in her darkest hour. And worst of all, you, my dear heir. You who have undeservedly claimed the warrant and everything else that is mine. I will drag it all to the warp with me, including you. Alright, you guys done having little conversations in the back there? Good. It has been hideously mutated. The flesh seems to have melted at the edges and is thickly coated with stinking mucus. Why would you sniff it? A machine growling. That's not nice. This is a macro cannon. Only dogs can be seen in the open breach of the macro cannon. Haha, call it. Huge shell ready to be loaded into the macro cannon breach. Where is she? I clearly remember her being around here somewhere. There's Adira. What a dear, Ah, there you are, my little coward. Why won't you look at your captain, Adira? You're not her captain, I am. It's wrong. It's all wrong. Look at her, boy, my little Adira, utterly trapped in her visions. No matter. I will allay your doubts. Lord Captain. No. Wait, Lord Captain, Lady von Valancius, you came back. Poor little Adira. There. How could I not come? You were crying for me so desperately. Your pleas carried to the very depths of the warp itself. Why didn't you save me? Why didn't you warn me? Answer me, you insignificant wretch, or I'll drag the answer out of you myself. I didn't hear anything. I didn't hear anything that could have had anything to do with you. I'm sorry, Lord Captain. I failed. Ah! Argenta wordlessly swings her weapon up and aims at Adira, who is struggling with the monster's hold. Sister of Battle looks at her without an ounce of doubt. Let Argenta act. 1 second, Adira's body sags to the floor. At the same moment, you hear a terrifying sound, shrill and piercing laughter. At last, you begin how important it is to promptly dispose of trash. You've learned your lesson too late. Too late. No, because I don't. Oh, actually, see. No, because maybe if I do it this way. Yeah, it's a good thing I saved. You can't load the save, but you can just quick load. So let's hope they don't fix this before I'm finished with the game.
The breath of the Immaterium. I feel the same thing whenever your resident witch is around. We are close.
If I pause the game, he just jumps up.
I too feel something drawing near, but I do not see any colors. The whole world drained of color the moment we set foot on this deck.
Okay, let's just skip this. Die, scum. So that's how you greet your great predecessor, boy. Bonds stronger than the laws of life and nature holding me in this world. You'll find it somewhat harder to get rid of me a second time. Tell me, who really killed... Oh, wouldn't you like to know the answer to that question? I don't even know which would be more satisfying to give you an honest answer or leave you to languish in your ignorance. But yeah, no. It doesn't know because it's not Theodora. Argenta, stop! Argenta wrinkles her nose at your sharp command and lowers the weapon by a few centimeters, but she does not put it away. Adira, I am your captain, not her. Listen to me and snap out of it. Adira, snap out of it or I'll shoot you myself. No, we'll go with this one. Lord Captain! Damn it. Chaos will devour you. It will devour everyone responsible for my death. Die. Die for the delectation of my lord. Yep, not actually Theodora, go figure. Okay, so let's do this, which would apply this as well, right? No, I haven't put that in yet. I still don't get what is causing them to get set on fire, but like, I'm not complaining. I appreciate setting bitches on fire when hitting them. There you go. Alright.
Be careful not to cross my gaze.
Okay, so hit those guys. And then hit those guys.
Chaos guides me.
You missed. Wow, good job, Adira. Alright. Time for Esteban von Valancius to step into the battlefield.
I'll see to it personally. Consider this a taste of what's to come.
Why'd you attack me back? Taking 0 fire damage? What is reducing the damage that he's taking by so much? Is it the warp shield? Yeah, probably. Because I should have hit him a lot harder than that. Yeah, no point trying to take that thing down just now. Fire, also. Yeah. Keep that thing on fire. This thing still has the warp shield. Who do I want to give extra turn to? I think I'll give it to you, Pascal. Good job. Alright, if there's a crit, it'll automatically make this cost nothing. Oh yeah, that's really strong.
I'll put my psychic abilities to use.
Go over here. Stab him. Or don't. Actually, this will be free. So I'm gonna give this to you, because you hit harder. And I'm gonna give this to... who's hurt? I guess him. Word of the Emperor. Okay, finish that thing off. %0 chance. Ah, missed. Damn.
Throne take you.
Okay, this thing is no longer protected from all sorts of damage.
If only that were possible.
It is. You just have to believe. You just have to believe. But you don't believe. Ow, who's the dick? That guy survived? Stop triggering perils of the Warpedira, you bitch!
That is not the Emperor's will. As the Emperor commands, I act.
Me? Never in 1,000 sectors.
Fire. Let's bring you away. Take that guy down. That's a miss. Go ahead and hit him with an overcharged shot.
I can make it. It's as good as done.
Sorry, Adira. We call those skill issues. The issues of the skill.
Am I getting paid for this?
Aw, you're no fun.
Don't miss. Good job. Which one of these hits harder? 610, 69 plus poison. Alright. Do it.
I can do that with the right instructions.
You incompetent fucking
Tell me and it is done. Don't get too cocky.
hit everyone except the target.
I'll brush this off.
Alright, finish off the blue horror. Good job, Jay. You hit everybody except the one you were supposed to. Lord Captain, is it really you? Legend trains her weapon on Adira and watches. Are you alright? This abomination claims that you called her. Is this true? Did I? Yes, Lord Captain, I think it was me who called her. I can barely remember. The voices, my old good whispers, they suddenly turned red, sharp. They started cutting, tearing, ripping me to pieces. I cried out, I called for help, and she came. Damn it, why are the voices making so much noise now? Shut up! Shut up! The previous rogue trader has been seen on the ship recently. Was that your doing? Yes, Esteban. I did it a couple of times when I'd had too much to drink. The time I thought I had her voice among all the whispers in my head. The voice was so sad, so clear. I couldn't help myself. I answered. I hoped I could reach her there. Ever since she died, since I first heard her voice in my head, the whispers have gotten louder, clearer, harder to resist. You hear the warp whispering in your head, and you answered. Are you insane? You don't know what it's like. It doesn't matter. The most important person in your life, who's now gone forever, suddenly starts talking to you inside your head. How could I not try to reach her? I had to. Well, I'm the most important person in your life now. I'm the rogue trader. Everything you do right now needs to be done for my benefit, not for the benefit of a dead woman. I know what you're thinking. During the warp jump, when Lady Theodora came out towards us, I keep thinking about that meeting, keep blaming myself. Why didn't I divine it? Why didn't I stop her killer? These thoughts have been playing at the back of my mind day after day, choking me with guilt. Do you know that? Do you know what? The one on the officer's deck. I don't know what that was, but this time, here, this was the product of my guilt. An accuser straight out of my mind. So what am I supposed to do with you now? Esteban, I know after everything I've done, you have no faith in my willpower or my strength. But I can fix everything. It's just I'm not at my best, you see. Maybe we can find a way. Replace my implants. Some other remedy, a better one. Lady Von Valencia said that such a thing could be found. If not here, then elsewhere. I just didn't need it before, but we just need to find it. We need to find out where to look for it. And we'll get it. And until then, I'll keep myself on a tight leash. Your worries do not interest me, but as long as you keep... What will happen to my crew while we look for this remedy? I'll pull myself together, Lord Captain. The death of Lady Von Valancius knocked me for 6. I'll get myself under control. No more boots. No more obscura. Nothing. And I'll stop walking around the lower decks. I'll be stone cold sober. We'll think of something. Thank you. Thank you, Esteban. I won't let you down. You're making a mistake, Lord Captain. Perhaps you'll find something to slow the decline, but it will not stop it. Only a miracle can save the deer at last now. Why? I've heard enough stories about ways of extending a psyker's life, but I don't think you'll like all of them. I think I'd better. With your permission, Lord Captain. Lord Captain, I received a report that the shooting on the lower deck had stopped. I presume you have brought the situation under control, awaiting further instructions. Jesus. I got rid of the warp's illusions. Idira's alive. Bring her to the Chirurgeons and have them see to her. Of course, Lord Captain, as you command. Pascal, what's in this box? Ooh. Interesting. I did give this guy the Psychic stuff, right? Yeah, he's got the Psychic Body Glove, and I think it was boots? Yeah. Yeah, it was boots. Hmm.
Rise to the top or get left in the dust.
I like my Thunder Hammer that I got from a ganger. It's fun to bonk people with it. Okay, so you get these, and where against percentage perception bonus. Dodge until for each enemy affected by the psychic, psi power, or psychic staff attacks stacks. Enemy. Hers are the more aggressive powers over his. His are more defensive and more about allies. And he spams a lot of them. He uses them back to back to back. Give her an extra. How much is it? 3 damage on flame weapons. Yeah. Throw this in cargo. Wait a minute. I'm sure I have some gloves for you. I must have like 1 set of gloves for him. Damn. Huh. Alright, I guess. Also, let me see something. Hit chance and crit chance. What's your fellowship compared to your intelligence? Oh, it's the same, so this actually doesn't matter at all. I always get turned around. Alright. So, let's work with the Drusians, because they have the good stuff. But this is the thing that I really, really want. Like, look at it. Big ass hammer. Wants. Needs. They also have this rusty chainsaw. Okay. Sure, give them the Xenos artifacts. You don't have anything, do you? No. What about the Imperial Navy? Definitely. Oh, I actually had some stuff for you. Cool. Okay, let's see about this axe for Pascal. New plasma pistol for Pascal. This is a Sanctic staff. So this gives 10 willpower. This gives what? Way better. Okay, so this gives Emperor's Wrath. Everyone adjacent to Psycho to the target point damage dealt by this. Wow, okay. So 1 plus Psi rating plus times Psycho's staff power level. It's just a fucking book. That's funny. She needs more strength. Or she needs that thing that reduces the strength requirement by 25. And then I'll replace her regular bolter with a heavy bolter. Alright, what's this? Using reload cost minus 1 AP, minimum 0. Turn bonus. I'm choosing a Medicaid. I'll give this to you, because you're the one who benefits the most from getting a bonus to Medicaid. Non-attack consumable counts as an attack of a different type than the previous for the purposes of versatility. I'll give this to you. Reloads. We don't really be reloading during fights that much. That extra armor penetration is nicer than... actually, no, it's not. Plus, this looks sick. I guess you can have this. I really wish that we had more like visual settings, like in Pathfinder, right? Like in Pathfinder, we had like a whole page of just customizing how we wanted our character to look. Where'd that go? Like, just give us that back. I'm never. This is like, sure, it sounds neat, but I'm never gonna use it. And I'd rather have this so that I can use this to apply both bleeding and fire. Seems a lot more useful. It's trash. That weapon is so bad. It's so awful. It's god fucking awful. I hate it. It's a terrible fucking weapon. Alrighty. Back to the Cornus Expanse map. We have more traveling to do, more roguing and more trading. The warp jump went surprisingly smoothly. None of the deck officers on duty reported any incidents. However, a strange discovery awaited the Lord Captain when he returned to his quarters. The bed was unmade, and the impression of a head was still visible on the pillow. No other signs of intrusion. The guard swore under oath nobody had entered the Lord Captain's quarters. Spooky. Nameless star. Yeah, that's not fucking weird. It's just mirrors the map bigger. Like, I'm fairly certain the map's bigger than it used to be. Lord Captain? Lord Captain, according to the telemetry, the parameters of this system match those of Telecus Epsilon, home to the agri-world Janus, that belongs to the Von Valancius dynasty. We've received a Vox message from the planet. Agri-world's governor officially welcomes the rogue trader and reports that she has begun preparations for a normal reception to celebrate the arrival of the planet's sovereign. Your subjects are looking forward to your visit. Cool. Ew. Ew. Worlds with extreme environments produce the finest Astra Militarum regiments. Also, I've heard. I'm merely repeating what some guards I happen to know have whispered into my credulous ears. Let me see something. Colony management. Lord Captain, there's a conflict between the followers of the Order of the Hammer and the refugees from the Winterscale dynasty's domain. An argument broke out near the tomb of the ascetic Nicomedes Keefe, and the tomb was damaged in the fray. Pilgrims revering Keefe's rival, Philopomenes of Malpi, claimed Keefe to be a thief who had stolen the relics of St. Cognatius and disturbed the sacrament of his resting place to sate his greed. The Order of the Hammer is furious at the heretical statement and the desecration of the ascetic's burial site. Who is this Nicomedes and Philopomenes? What's the issue here? Saint Nicomedes Keefe is a missionary who arrived in the Expanse alongside the founders of the Order of the Hammer. offering them valuable guidance for colonizing Foulstone. He converted many worlds to the Imperial Creed, but his most famous feat was his search for the burial site of the legendary preacher St. Cognatus, who conquered the Expanse thousands of years ago, leaving behind scores of relics. Keith was able to track down some of these relics. The order was named after the power hammer of St. Cognatus, Piety's charge. Philip Amenius of Malpi is a priest from the Winterscale domain. He preached in the same times as Nicomedes Keith and denounced him for the false veneration of St. Cognatus. He believed that Cognatus preached the incomprehensibility of the highest wisdom to the people and that any attempts to learn it would only lead to heresy. He called the search for St. Cognatus' burial site blasphemy and the collection of relics looting and soliciting. In his opinion, the sacred objects should not be congregated in one place but should find haven across the many worlds. The relics are power, and their aggregation gives way to pride. What say my advisors? By coming to a foreign realm, the Malpians are demonstrating their insolence. Penance should be imposed on them. We will send them on a pilgrimage to find the relics of St. Cognatus and to learn the ways of St. Keith. In this way, they would be of use for returning the lost relics, and the Order of the Hammer would be satisfied with a just verdict. There was a similar case of belief dispute at the Fifth Ophelian Cathedral, and the conflict between the two cults was resolved in sacred duel. 20 champions from each side came forward, both sides vowing to accept the victor's teachings if they lost. I propose to invoke the cathedral's edict and settle the dispute in the same way. They believe their faith is superior. Then let them prove it. Subject them to a severe test of faith. If they survive it, they will have proven their steadfastness. Even if the Order of the Hammer does not accept their arguments, it would be easier for them to recognize the newcomer's right to interpret the way of St. Cognatus if they prove it with their own blood and pain. The Malpians have renounced the concept of possession. Their vows are true and similar to ours, but they lack humility and reverence for the dead. The blood-spun web could embrace their leaders. We could teach them. We could soothe the turmoil. Wow, there's a lot of choices. So, what's this? St. Cognatus' relic. It's not that great. Blade Dancer's Greaves. Ooh. Soul Pattern Power Sword. Not bad, not bad. Lose efficiency, I don't like that. Malpian Shroud. Yeah, this is just gonna lead to fighting. That might decide, though, whose beliefs are just. This gives complacency. I'm thinking I'll go with this one. From this day forth, these people serve the Undying One. A grim and solemn procession of preachers came aboard and made a vocal renunciation of their former lives. Disturbed by the loss of their spiritual leaders, the refugees quieted down and no longer defied the Order of the Hammer. Order of the Hammer thanked the Lord Captain for their protection and staying true to their agreements. Okay, so I'm gonna get this one. We'll start with that one. And that's the only world I have right now. I still haven't unlocked Janus. Let's do this. Just a second, I need to go grab a jacket because it's getting fucking cold. I'll also grab some water, actually. So, I'll be right back. Alright, I've got the water. Now for the jacket. I now have both things. And I am on my way back. Didn't mean to close that door, but now it's closed. And that's okay. And jacket goes on. There we go. Alright. Who do I want to bring? I mean, this party is really nice. It's like, it's such a good all-round party. Everybody does a good job somewhere. Most of them are competent enough to fight. Well equipped. I like them. Wumter. Oh my god, it's an Eldar assassin! A lavishly dressed noblewoman in an opulent silk gown watches you with an expectant air, but then gracefully bows her head. Gem-encrusted implants protrude from her arms and neck. I welcome you on behalf of the noble house Viet Abaram. My name is Vistenza Janus Viet Abaram af Coronis. By the grace of the Emperor and the will of rogue trader Theodora von Valancius, I serve as planetary governor and imperial commander-in-chief of this world. In truth, your arrival in the place of the esteemed Lady von Valancius is quite unexpected. I hope my coming has not... Theodora von Valancius is dead. I am now the head of the dynasty. Such tragic news! I will see to it that the planet observes a month of mourning. Dumbass. Wow. Amazing. Amazing competence by these guys. Okay, I'm just gonna go right ahead and get ready to cut this dude down. Ha!
Look out!
Ow! Dick! What the hell's the matter with you?
I'll make it happen.
Bonk. Ha! Dumbass. Alright, let's just do this. Get some temp HP.
Time to slaughter someone.
But I ended my turn already.
Can handle this. Mercy, you heretics!
Dick.
Weather the storm.
Yeah, I wouldn't stand right there if I were you, actually.
Show me what you've got.
Alright, we're gonna throw this down. Okay.
Get me a target.
Okay, then do this, and
Let's see to it.
nice. So Cassie will move after, and she'll probably be able to kill all these guys. Okay,
In thy
and
light I
then
stand, and thy light I crave.
move here. Yeah, you're dead to fire.
Doubt is for the weak.
So are you. There you go.
Get to it.
Pretty good turn. Pretty good turn.
I know what I'm doing, usually.
Mm-hmm.
Never fight fair.
She said, lying. Okay, so which one's the one that gives an extra turn? Yeah, that was the one. Okay, Argenta, go ahead and take a step here. Give her an extra turn if you don't mind. Bang. And finest hour. Nice. Took his head off with the toxic needle. Nice. And I think, was this voice of command? Sure, we'll give you this, I guess. Bonk. Get all the way over there. Yeah, just endure and
Emperor, deliver us!
Yep. And now we do all of our buffs. Dead. Your Lordship, Emperor preserve us. Are you all right? Do not fret, layperson. We have grown used to outrageous slovenliness among the wardens of every world we visit. Pale grayness is strangling this peasant like a noose. His words are laden with fear for our well-being, and yet he fears for his own even more. You incompetent, inept, useless pieces of grok shit. What is the point of you if I can be attacked on the governor's own estate? There's no point in killing the guy. You should all be flogged for such negligence. Who were they, and how did they gain entry to the governor's own estate? They're rabble who dare to raise their hand against the planet's lawful authority. I beg you, your lordship, allow me to escort you inside. The governor will explain everything to you. I'll find my own way there. Stand aside. With the current show of your competence, I would expect I would simply find myself on the outskirts of my territory, rather than in the palace. Yeah, time to upgrade, I guess. 5% chance of reducing. This is such a bad thing. Like, yeah, it's already a rare damage type, warp damage. It's already rare. 5% chance, so 1 in 20, to reduce it by half. Like, my guy. Infernical is a pretty strong one. Good range. The problem that this has, though, in my opinion, is really just it's a single line. Screw it. Sure. I don't think anybody else can use them. Yeah. Goodbye, Elite Chainsword. Better to have her have a high dodge rating. Okay, he actually looks kind of sick in that. %78 dodge, 15% extra damage reduction. Okay, I'm actually gonna keep him like this just because this looks so good. Like, why does he look so good like this? What the fuck? But no, this is just the extra dodge is too good on him. This is for our Blade Dancer. Anything else? Ah, there's the Ripper Rebel, right there with a chainsword, which he never got to use because Argenta took him the fuck out.
Is there money to be made?
Seal containers marked with the familiar insignia of the Monitorum and additional seals of a forge world. The crates contain high-grade weapons likely made to order. Ooh. A hotshot las gun. Hmm. Heh 9/11. I was like I was looking at the stuff before I noticed the damage it dealt. 9/11 is crazy. Oh, that's a pretty looking bird. Look at that. Look at that pretty ass bird. How's it going, Roger Carnivals? It's going quite well. I just saw a pretty bird. What's this? Fountain is an expensive toy for the nobility. Pure water is currently bubbling from it, but additional pipes on it indicate the presence of separate siphons for sparkling wine and other beverages. Ooh. Champagne fountain. Who's the rogue trader? Are they in 40k? Yes. Rogue traders are basically just... Rogue traders are the adventurers of Warhammer, right? Essentially, they're extremely powerful individuals with their own ships, their own planets, and you could probably compare them in hierarchy to Inquisitors. Like, in terms of the highest level of hierarchy in the Imperium, you've got the High Lords, which, you know, are on Terra, they rule over everything. You have Lord Inquisitors, you have Inquisitors, and then you have Rogue Traders, and then you have literally everybody else. A Rogue Trader could reasonably walk up to a Space Marine and tell him what to do. It's not a good idea, right? But they are technically allowed to do it. But again, I cannot stress enough, it's not a good idea to do that. Don't be rude to Space Marines. They will revert your insides. Adventurer, freedom is heresy. Oh, no. You're an adventurer, but you're not free, right? You're an adventurer in the sense that you're exploring the fringes of known space. Rogue traders are given their own ship, their own planets, all sorts of resources because their job is to explore, right? They go out and they find new planets to be colonized, new Xenos races to be destroyed, all sorts of things, right? And that's the job of the Rogue Trader. It's why they're the adventurers of 40k, right? Because they kind of do the role of an adventurer in a classical D&D party, but they are very much free-ish. They're the most free you can be in 40k, right? Nobody in 40k is freer than a Rogue Trader, because the Rogue Trader can do pretty much anything. Been playing Space Marine 2. I want to know more about 40k lore now. You're in the right stream. Follow right now, and I will show you the world of 40k and all there is to it. I love talking about 40k. It's my favorite fucking setting ever. Appreciate that. Welcome to the gym. Okay, so right now, we're a Rogue Trader of the Von Valencius line. We're in the Cornus Expanse, and we have just arrived on an agri-world. Agri-worlds in 40k are basically entire worlds dedicated to farming. Like, this entire planet is a farm, and this is the planetary governor's house. This is their estate. And we own the planet because we're a Rogue Trader. And Rogue Traders actually have so much freedom that, like, our party consists of a Sister of Battle, a Navigator, a Tech Priest, an actual inquisitor and a cold trader. Now, cold traders, unlike rogue traders, cold traders are essentially smugglers, basically, and they deal in Xenos artifacts and the like. But because she's in the entourage of a rogue trader, she has protection. She can do crimes and get away with it because of me, because I have deemed it such. That's the power that rogue traders hold. It's great. And so now we're going to give the planetary governor a talking to because we arrived and were immediately attacked by rebels. Because she's not keeping the order properly. And so we're going to chew her ass out.
Keep your wits about you.
Sister Argenta, you are always shrouded in a greenish-gray mist when I see you. Is it me that troubles you? Or is it whatever I can see behind it?
My soul is open to the light and his faithful servants. The rest is merely fleeting frailties that hold no significance.
Just read the Lexiconum. Some of the big dynasties have the warrant signed by the Emperor himself. Exactly. Exactly. And the warrant of trade is like this big-ass scroll that fills an entire room on your, like, flagship, or sometimes your capital world, depending on how you function. Usually it's on your flagship. And yes, some of these warrants were signed by the Emperor himself. Others are signed by the High Lords with his authority. So basically, every single one of these scrolls is treated as an artifact of the Emperor himself. They are as holy as something like Terminator armor, because Terminator armor holds a piece of the Emperor's armor itself. Like, right, losing a suit of Terminator armor is the sort of shit that a Space Marine would shoot themselves in the head over. Your Lordship, the Most Honorable Esteban von Valencius. The Governor is waiting you in her office, where she is protected by walls and guards. Would you prefer to meet with her alone or with your entourage? I want to speak with the Governor alone. I'm about to chew somebody's ass out. Got kicked out of the library due to suspicion of holding a drone thanks to my laptop fans just to say hello. Hope you're happy. Aw, I'm sorry. I am sorry that you got kicked out of the library. Does it mean the dynasty lasts for 10,000 years? Usually they do, yeah. These dynasties last for a very long time. It's very rare for a warrant to be revoked, because even heresy amongst a rogue trader is not such a big deal, so long as they still serve the Imperium, right? There are rogue traders that are just outright heretics, but because they still work for the Imperium, because it's profitable for them, the Imperium lets them lie and lets them do whatever they want. I am sorry that you got kicked out of the library, though, Bio Major Cat. My bad. Alright. Your Lordship, accept my abject apologies for the reprehensible stunt that spoiled the reception. Even in my worst nightmare, I could never have imagined a reprehensible stunt. I thought firing at moving targets was part of the ceremony. The woman standing next to Vistenta laughs delicately, but after a sharp, sidelong look from the governor, she resumes her air of deferential sorrow. Oh no, your lordship, I would never dare to deliberately endanger the heir of the illustrious von Palancius dynasty. However, I cannot but express my joy that you took some pleasure in what happened. One of your wardens helped us in the battle. Superb shot. Who was it? You must be referring to Iliad, our chief ally in the struggle against the rebels. I've turned a blind eye to her horrific mutations given the undoubted advantages she brings us. You see, Iliad comes from the local degenerate stock of this world and knows Janus like the back of her hand. So she has provided several leads as to where we can find bases and secret storehouses. Although I admit that at times I'm tempted to send her away from the estate. Her unnaturalness means that speaking with her always leaves me feeling uneasy. Such a gaunt, unfeminine form, and so tall. If you wish to speak to Iliad, you'll find her outside in the orangery, most likely by the gazebo. She prefers to keep her distance from others. Footfall Station is on the verge of starvation. Can Janus supply the people there with provisions? Yes and no, your lordship. If the question is, can such an expansive and fertile world as this one feed a few thousand void rats? Of course it can. We lose more provisions to gnawing pests every cycle than those on Footfall could eat in their entire lives. But can we ship some said provisions to Footfall? Not a chance. Any cargo shuttle that leaves the surface will be a target for attack. The rebels will not hesitate to bring it down, sending flaming debris over the capital. Our silos could become targets for sabotage. Food could be poisoned or mined. The logistics of transporting supplies to Footfall will only be possible once this uprising has been completely crushed. What's happening on the planet? Several months ago, uprising broke on Janus. I was not even notified at first. Griping worms are for wardens to worry about. Alas, I only learned of what was happening after the miscreants began targeting noble families, and then it became apparent that what the Administratum's accounts had referred to as unrest were in fact organized attacks on infrastructure and society leaders. They've already brought 13 agri-complexes to a halt and have now moved on to assassination attempts. My wardens are doggedly tracking down the rebels, but their leaders are slipping from our grasp yet again. And by the way, keep in mind, all of this, 13 agri-complexes brought to a halt, the planetary governor's estate under attack, nobility being murdered, all of this doesn't even come close to slowing down the production of food on the planet. Can Janus fulfill its foodstuff supplies under current conditions? I risk angering you, your lordship, but this is nothing compared to shamelessly deceiving you. Let us consider the situation dispassionately. Even the most talented logistics experts of the Administratum are unable to guarantee stable tides when shuttles are wary of landing at the spaceport, and the terrified peasants are indulging a dangerous minority within their ranks. Until the usual order of things is restored on Janus, any trade is nigh impossible. Considering what has occurred, your visit is a true blessing. You see, Janus does not have its own fleet. We could organize a planet-wide search if we had ships at our disposal. Ships like yours, your lordship. Perhaps you'll find a way to support your subjects in their hour of need. I'm sure even approximate coordinates would be sufficient to have the ground forces and ship's crew work together to hunt down the enemy. I feel like he's a noble king rather than rogue trader now. Oh yeah, that's pretty much what it is. You're more of a warrior king, for all intents and purposes, inside of the Imperium. The name Rogue Trader kind of comes from the time in 40k where rogue traders were more, well, rogues who helped the Imperium, the Empire, because it was known as Empire at the time, not Imperium. But yeah, the name comes from the time where 40k was still in its infancy. It wasn't fully developed into the setting it is now. And so rogue traders were more, somebody who had his own ship and who would adventure throughout space and, help the Empire by trading with them. So they were rogues who were traders. But ever since then, the universe has kind of evolved and solidified itself into what it is. And so now this is what the rogue traders are. Well, I'll track down these elusive fugitives myself. As for you, Vincenzo, you'll not be permitted to fail again. I'm removing you from your post as governor of this planet, and I'm placing you under arrest. When I finish with the rebels, I'll decide what to do with you. That's a fucked up thing to do. Well, if there are no competent people, I shall have to handle this myself. I'll get to the bottom of this. I'm sure the rebels will have something to say to the master of their world. I'm not interested in your excuses. Dealing with the rebels is your direct responsibility. Of course, you're entitled to insist the conflict be resolved locally. According to my council's reports, perhaps in a couple of years, when the security of services have been re-equipped and a surveillance void station has been established on the orbit, can, attacks notwithstanding, produce enough to satisfy the tithe collectors. No doubt this answer displeases you. I do understand. With our resources, it is the most likely scenario. Well, if there are no competent people to be found on Janus, I shall have to handle this myself. I assure you, as soon as the pilots stop being so wary of the posts, and workers no longer dread their next shift in the fields, Janus will promptly reinstate all supply shipments. I am immeasurably grateful to your help, your lordship. You know what? I'm gonna set a pizza to cook, because I am, like, really hungry, and I need to go to the gym today in about an hour, so I'm going to set a pizza to cook, and then I'm going to eat it while we play. So I'll be right back, guys. It shouldn't take me too long. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. What I miss? I, as well as my retinue, are at your service. My secretary is checking the staff as we speak and removing all traces of the attack from the estate. An esteemed Magos, who is responsible for agronomic efforts on the planet, is also here. He happened to be visiting this week to deliver his personal report, and of course, there's my aide in the war against the rebels, Iliad. I've no doubt she'll be delighted to share her knowledge of Janus with your lordship. Who's this person standing next to you? One of my ladies-in-waiting, Amelia. Amelia performs secretarial duties and helps me to remain in constant contact with those families who are most responsible for the productivity and prosperity of Janus. I trust my advisors implicitly, and over time Amelia has become not merely a faithful companion, but almost my shadow. Losing her would be like losing my right hand. To bathe in the light of your greatness is a true honor, Rogue Trader. Tell me of Janus. Janus is a remarkable world, both in terms of its vast potential and in terms of the work that was carried out to transform it into an agri-world. House Viat has ruled on Janus for many generations, and each new governor has, without fail, contributed to the planet's taming. This world was once a wild planet, full of xenobeasts and utterly unsuitable for growing anything. To this day, despite our best efforts, Janus regularly rebels against us. Earthquakes, tsunamis, the emergence of new pests and weeds that invade the arable land. Sometimes I cannot help but think that this world is endowed with consciousness, the consciousness of a capricious and stubborn child who likes to spoil everything that we have achieved. I see, this TTRPG Rogue Trader in the 80s, 90s, where you can roleplay Lord Commissar, Crime Lord, Sanctioned Psychic, even Inquisitor as Rogue Trader. This is from older books. Yes! There's some newer rule sets for Rogue Trader, and there's even there's Wrath and Glory now, where it's kind of Rogue Trader-ish, but the overall RPG stuff of Rogue Trader has kind of fallen to the wayside a bit. But Wrath and Glory, I've heard, is a lot of fun. I still haven't been able to try it out, though. Even for an agri-world in the back of Beyond, this place is a real dump. What do you all do for fun here? When you have free time, that is. If you're asking about those of our circle, then let me assure you, there are enough noble families on world to keep boredom at bay. I frequently host guests, your lordship, and my servants arrange suitable entertainment, from parlor concerts to private executions of traitors who break imperial law. What do you grow on, Janus? Mainly halibut flint corn and red turnip. Apart from that, in the southern hemisphere we have set aside vast tracts of land for the Grox population. And of course, I cannot fail to mention the several thousand acres of tilled land given over to cultivating fermentable fruit for personal use and limited export. When she says the main thing, that's just the thing that they produce the most. This is a planet dedicated to farming. They don't just produce those 4 things. They produce other stuff. But yes, Rogue Trader is like old stuff, right? It's not, it is not recent by any means.
When I was a child, I was once initiated into some of the mysteries of tech ministry. I still have questions that you might be able to answer, Magos.
The imparting of knowledge to laity who lack the proper initiation is an unfortunate necessity, not a sign of trust. I am not at liberty to divulge the mysteries granted to me when I received my rank.
Governor's Palace is opulent. The guild finishes and plants are updated regularly and frequently, it seems. Too frequently, even for a building situated on the coast. Wasteful. A Magus in your retinue? Oh, yeah. He's my engine seer. You're too late, Viat's dogs. I'm the master of my own fate. When he gets a better look at you, the man drops the injector in astonishment, seems poised to prostrate himself on the floor before you. It's you! Your lordship! God Emperor must have brought you here. I beg you, help the rebels and save Janus! He doubles up, hugging himself, and is racked by coughing that leaves his lips wet with blood. Forgive me, your lordship. If only I'd known it was you. My eyes deceive me. We have little time now, but I swear I'll tell you everything. Nerve toxin. The inevitable cessation of vital functions is expected in no more than 60 seconds. Throne, damn you, old man. Where'd you get this stuff? Poison capsules of this sort are a popular choice among desperate ashmags who are done with being tortured by mad fanatics or worse. Here on Janus, though, there's no antidote. Say whatever it is you want to say. Be quick about it. In the name of the Golden Throne, your lordship, show mercy on the humble workers, the salt of Janus. Save them! Vistenza Viat, the untouchable governor, the leader of the nobility, is creating something monstrous behind closed doors. She uses the Imperium's interests as a smokescreen and purports to be a scholar, but her actions are poisoning our planet. Did you know that the settlements that fail to pay their due tithes on time have been allowed to pay with people instead? They even deliver them to order. Sometimes old folks, sometimes children. I've seen those people. I've seen them being delivered to the estate. Then they're never seen or heard from again. They go into the secret rooms and they don't come out again, your lordship. Ever. Peasants who were taken to Europe 5 to serve House Orsalio were never seen or heard from again either. They became loyal servants that toiled for the good of the great dynasty. Why should they ever return to their filthy, squalid abodes? The old servant lets out a moan. The dark stain on his arm seems to creep through his veins until his arm and neck are a latticework of black. The servant's breath quickens and becomes irregular. What secret rooms? Hidden chambers, deep within the palace. I've never been inside, thankfully. The servants who are out in, the ones the governor trusts, they change. She changes them, pretties them up, defiles them. You accuse the rogue trader's appointed governor of heresy. If your worlds are false, they themselves are tantamount to heresy. But if what you say is true... If it's true, then your sacrifice will be to your credit, my good man. I swear, I'm not lying. Pray for me, holy sister. For me and for Janus. I'm not sure I'll last long enough to answer all your questions. You can still be saved. No, don't waste your time on somebody who's as good as dead already. I'll depart this world happily, knowing that I'm free from the clutches of that monster sitting on the governor's throne. Your lordship, if you'll permit me, a dying man, to make one last request, don't tell anyone that I was the one who unlocked the doors. If you do, they'll go after my family, my home. I'll keep your secret. Save us! Save Janus! Guess we have some investigating to do. Let's go kill the governor. Exactly. Hey, Maggie, how's it going? We have a governor to, bonk with a thunderhammer. Alright. What the heck is happening here? My entourage will accompany me. Greeting your lordship. You're forcing settlements to pay their tithes in human bodies. What? Really, Esteban, you speak as if you actually believe the claims of those wretched peasants. I do not ask anyone to pay the tithes in human bodies. I'm reducing the burden on the settlements which have suffered as a result of unsuccessful experiments involving enriched food, and I'm gathering the worst affected subjects, those who are no longer capable of work for further study. Some among my circle would call such concern for the underclass a weakness which may have incited rebellion among the emboldened rabble. Theobald and Felix tried to limit the effect of my powers had on the low-born servants of Urak 5. The station's laboratoriums ran experiments on those who had the misfortune of losing their minds because of my gift. These tests increased our servants' lifespan, and then they joined Felix's side. Probably because you were being fucking inhumane about it. But yes, Dogma in 40k exists for a reason. It's usually a good idea to follow it. Suspicious. Yes, it is suspicious. But at the same time, being nice to people is a bad thing in 40k. I'm not kidding.
I have not seen many places that flaunt such luxury. If you were to scrape all the gilding from every temple on Footfall, it would still be less than there is here.
Footfall is probably not as big either.
An estate like this could buy Footfall in its entirety and use it as a seasonal residence.
Yeah. Atilius Quint. Your lordship, what an honor it is to address you in person. Allow me to introduce myself. Atilius Quint, Prefectus of the Officio Agricultor. I will preserve the record of our conversation forever. I uncovered the servant who betrayed the governor. Here's the place where you will find his body. What wonderful news. We'll conduct the identification without delay, and punitive measures will be taken against the criminal's close associates. We will instill those weak minds with the due terror the governor's power warrant. What a sage decision, Shireen. Let the rebels' innocent children and relatives rot on the rack as a lesson to all heretics. I swear to the Exalted One, your name will be fondly remembered on Janus. Reddit says this is one of the greatest 40k games, and it's on sale on Steam. Yes, this is easily one of the best RPGs for 40k that's ever been made. In fact, I'm pretty sure it's one of the few. And it really captures a lot of the settings vibe. It's very nice. Tell me about Janus. What is happening on the planet? I don't actually want to talk to you. I just wanted to do that for the extra bit of dogmatic stuff.
I always keep my options open.
If their name pops up when you press tab, that means they have something important to say. See? That guy had it. Ah, the gazebo. There's Iliad. Well, you're clearly not a human.
Iliad Lenevis greets you, Elantark.
Regrettable news. This creature is not a mutant as the locals assumed, but a representative of the Eldari, one of the myriad enemies of humanity. You should not trust this creature. Do not communicate with it any longer than necessary.
There is no need to mutilate my language, monkey. I speak yours well enough to converse with Elantark without a translator. And since you have discerned my path, I will be direct in my speech. My soul is nothing kin to yours. Your kind call us Xenos, as if we are all as one. I came here to protect the Lilithon by assisting the governor against her enemies. Will you hear me, or be blinded to sense by your precepts?
I will speak to you, Iliad Lenevis, but keep your hands where I can see them.
Reckless.
I'm a rogue trader. It's my job.
I have banished the shadow of doubt from your thoughts regarding my nature. Now you will answer my question.
Few people on Reddit said this game is not canon, the others accuse their Space Marine fanboys. The Space Marine, there is a Space Marines. There's actually 2 Space Marine companions that you can get. One is evil, one is good. So one, and in fact, if you like look at the game's cover, you can actually see the Space Marine that you can recruit in this game. He's a Space Wolf, and he's a badass, and I love him, and he's awesome, and he becomes like mandatory member of my party as soon as I get him, because he's fucking huge. Yeah, he's awesome. I love him. He's great. But yeah, no, it's like any time that Xenos and Chaos fans see another game come out with the protagonist of the setting on the cover, they go, "Oh my god, Space Marine fanboys, not canon, bad, It's like, no. And yeah, the game is absolutely canon. Because here's the thing. 40k is so expansive that unless something is specifically stated to not be canon, if it's an official product, you can assume it's canon, right? Xenos and Chaos fans are just fucking molding about it. Even though you can absolutely play as a heretic in this game. Like, my first playthrough, I went mostly, like, in between everything. In this one, I'm being, like, fully faithful, fully dogmatic, like, all in on just Imperium, right? But there are, like, 2 other ways of doing it, where you can be an iconoclast, where you're kind of just being a nice guy, or a heretic, like outright heretic, where you're just like burning everything in sight for no reason. So you're the governor's mysterious helper.
I am Elantark. My hand parried the death promised to the ruler of these people, and I aided you in battle against the Lost Ones.
What you know about the rank-and-file rebels?
Only that they threaten the established order. There is much risk to this world should the ruler die.
Yuli's face is unreadable, but you detect a strange sense in her voice, as though she is choosing her words carefully. I'll be right back, my pizza is done. I have returned with pizza. Oh, you... What's happening with my headset? Why is it... There's actually a video introducing your companions from Alcat. Oh, that's awesome. What is happening? Why am I hearing myself in the headset? It's like an echo of my own. What the fuck? Why is it doing that? Like, what the fuck? Okay, there you go. No longer echoing back into myself. Like, for some reason, the headset was playing my audio into myself. Yeah, it wouldn't show for you guys. It's a thing that the headset does sometimes. Because it's a feature of it. I still don't know what the feature's reason is for, but like it's a thing. All right, why are you helping the governor?
Is in distress. I wish to protect it from unnecessary suffering.
Did you know who's behind the uprisings?
There is a malevolence here that drives your kin down the path of violence.
That's not helpful.
But you are not asking for help, Elantark. You are merely asking questions, the answers to which are either unimportant or wreathed in shadow. Explore this place. Speak to those who know.
Why'd you call me Elantark?
Because that is what you are. Elantark means stranger from the darkness amidst the stars. You descended on flame-winged machines in a dark time, when the air of the planet is soaked in blood and pain. Will you be the one to bring peace to the Lilithon?
Join me. We got work to do.
So be it. I will go with you.
With all due respect, are you sure this is the right decision? We know nothing about this Xenos, or why she has wormed her way into the governor's confidence. As far as I can tell, she isn't especially keen to help us, and yet, for some obviously dark reason, she has decided to take part in our investigation.
She's useful.
And choices
Hold on,
are for
he's an
your
inquisitor?
own.
He's an
If
outright
uniting
inquisitor.
with your master will bring peace to the Lilithon, then it is the true path. Do not get in my way if you value your next breath.
You have not yet spent enough time among humans if you think threats will
Yep.
dispose me more favorably toward you. The decision is yours, rogue trader. But let me be clear. I will terminate your pet Xenos at the first sign of her non-compliance.
No, you won't, because I'll do it first.
I am ready, Elantark. Let us go forth.
You think you will, but you won't, because I'll do it. Before you can. I'm gonna make her an assassin. Because she's very high agility. And she does really well as an assassin. Eldari see us humans as animals. Yes, monkeys. But it's okay. We see them as target practice. This aristocrat has something to say. She doesn't. Vinzalex, the Magus. Greetings, your lordship. Lex Mechanic Vinzalex. How may I serve you? What do you do here on Janus? By the order of the Adeptus Mechanicus, I have been entrusted with the management of the Adeptus Administratum in order to catalog agronomic data and analyze information about the planet during the process of subjugating it to the will of the Imperium. Yeah, I've seen Rogue Trader might have Orc or Tau in their retinue. Seems Eldari isn't the worst. Oh yeah. There's even some Rogue Traders who try to, like, use Tyranids. It doesn't really work out. And some even have, like, actual outright heretics in their retinue. Doesn't work out well either. Ever. Be blessed, Tech Brother. Your diligence and the diligence of those like you turns anarchy into order and bestows classification to knowledge. How are things with you and your fellows? Okay. How many of you are there? 211. All right. Tell me of Janus. What pathologies are there in the flora and fauna? Genetic and chemical pathologies happening more and more often. If no action is taken, the ecosystem will be irreparably disrupted. That's not short term. Oh, that's actually a cool take, because Pascal is a Magus Dominus of the Explorators. So basically, he's a warrior tech priest. Vinzalex here is a biologus, meaning that his focus is on studying biological stuff. He's not a warrior, so he never even considered the idea that somebody was fighting them through the flora and fauna changes. Oh, but just for the appropriate penance. Yeah, immediately, like, you fucked up, punishment. Interesting. It is often what seem to be insignificant anomalies like these that lead to greater troubles. It is the Liliathan's wrath that is becoming manifest in nature itself, in the workings of this world. May the gods preserve us. How did we not notice this sooner? Traces of Xeno activity? Yeah, I've read Magos slice Space Marine and Wiki with their axe. Oh yeah, the axes are power axes. So yeah, Magos tech priests are very dangerous. They usually have superior technology to even Space Marines, because a lot of the Imperium's technology comes from the Adeptus Mechanicus, which means that most of the technology from Space Marines is basically hand-me-downs. Because the Mechanicus doesn't share their best gear, right? They used to, but without the Emperor to force them to do so, they no longer do. So all the best toys are kept by the Mechanicus. Space Marines are still better, though. For now, I must defer to the quest for knowledge. How's the Governor dealing with undesirable pathologies? I've analyzed the genome of the affected species, and I am currently developing a suppressor genes to make the planet's organisms resistant to pathology, but so far I have not been able to solve the problem. Further exploration of the planet would perhaps speed up these processes, but the administrative apparatus has imposed a ban on expeditions that are not directly aimed at improving production. Let's talk about something else. We'll speak later. Wumter. Okay, and I think let's just talk to Quint here. See what he has to say, if anything. Yo, bitch. What do you think of his stanza? Superb leader. Alright, good for you. But if I may speak, a lady who fills out paperwork with such finesse cannot be a bad person, in my view. What do you say about the governor's helper, Iliad? A highly, highly exceptional individual. After today's regretful event, I am beginning to hold her talents in particular esteem. Even mutants who have seen the light of the God Emperor can faithfully serve his flock. Particular ability could be an interesting subject of study for the Magos biologist. That elongated head shape, those eyes, judging by the skull that was given to me to send on to Footfall, such developmental anomalies on Janus are not a quirk of nature, but some kind of inheritable trait. What did you say? Oh, madam, have my words upset you? I'm certain your kinsman would be delighted to learn that people wish to make pretty presse-papier out of his remains. And besides, I could be wrong about the nature of his origins. Presse-papier. A paperweight? Somebody wants to use an Eldar skull as a paperweight! Oh, that's hilarious! Anyway, what skull are you talking about? A most remarkable item, I must say. A true anomaly. One moment. Here it is. I believe the finished piece was intended to be given as a gift to the governor, but under the current circumstances, I doubt I'll be able to send it to Footfall anytime soon. It stares at the skull in silence. You can see her jaw working under her delicate skin after she abruptly turns away. Adequately preserved, it is a pity that it is empty inside. It could have become a proper servo skull herald for the rogue trader, unorthodox. A curiosity like this will look very nice on my desk. No? I mean, yes, of course, undoubtedly. Whatever you wish, your lordship, if that will raise your spirits. I think I'll play Warrior Pyro Psyker in the game. I want to be Emperor himself. That's definitely a choice. I think you get to pick two, actually. You get to pick two like things when you go. I am planning to keep playing after I finish this dogmatic playthrough, and my heretic playthrough is definitely going to be a psyker. So we'll see how that goes. What are your duties here? By the grace of the God Emperor, I oversee the administrative apparatus on the planet and serve as secretary. I'm also responsible for the logistics related to supplying the planets of the Von Valancius dynasty and the timely payment of tithes to the Imperium's official collectors. Speaking of the Von Valancius dynasty, when were the last shipments sent? Oh, your lordship, our supply shipments are all in order. All foodstuffs and other items are ready for export and are simply waiting the arrival of the transport ships. However, given the current circumstance on the planet, Janus could not provide even one tranche more than what is already prepared. I'm certain the situation will be rectified in the near future. When the collector ships last come to Janus. Oh, I must confess that as yet I have not had the pleasure of filling out a sacred tithe protocol form, as the last Imperial ships to come here did so under my predecessor. Come to think of it, that would have been several decades ago. I do hope the logisticians responsible for such an unforgivable oversight lose their heads over this. Alright, that's enough. Tell me, Janus, what's happening on the planet? Blah, blah, blah. Absence of a required signature is, of course, the most horrifying thing about this situation. Wait, what? I gotta read this, I guess. Rebels are interfering with established processes, interrupting supplies, sabotaging the serfs' work. A few nobles have even been killed, and worst of all, some of the victims occupy important administrative work posts until their replacement pass their checks, complete all their induction forms, and go through the official appointment procedure. Important paperwork is going unsigned. It's a bureaucratic catastrophe. Indeed it is. Financial reports, logistics directives, waybills for food shipments. Without the signature of the most respected and now deceased head of House Sakaris, shipments to settlements in Aegis 24 have been stopped. The heirs are still dealing with the transfer of holdings, and incoming reports tell us that a quarter of the workings in the affected settlements have already died of starvation. Ugh. While most of those remaining have left the perimeter and have not yet returned to their designated places. Of course they fucking left. Becoming human psych is the only way to fight Xenos on equal terms. Faith in the Emperor. Faith in the Emperor is all you need. That and a good bolter. I want to know details. Where have the rebels struck and how? Of course. I'd be delighted to furnish you with... Okay, yeah. That is superbly collated, and the map clearly displays the actions of the rebels. At first glance, there seems to be no logic to their campaign, but after analyzing the data and the features of the terrain, you notice a clear system indicating a geographical pattern to their attacks. Who's directing the rebels? What are you doing to combat the rebels? It's enough for now. What do you know about the attack on the SA? Alright, let's just go. I want to shoot something. What's happening over here? What's going on here? Ready to report, your lordship. We conducted a sweep of the area after the attack. Oh, it's a beard and he's dark skin. I was like, is that a helmet? Like a specific helmet? No, it's just a regular helmet and he's got a beard. Ready to report, your lordship. We conducted a sweep of the area after the attack. All the assassins were arrested or neutralized except for one. He sealed himself inside. He's already injured 2 wardens who tried to reach him, but there's no need to worry. We'll poison him and clear the last dregs of dirt from the estate. I want to talk to the person inside. Are you sure? It's not exactly safe, your lordship. Out of my way. No, forgive me, your lordship. Act as you see fit. Yeah, damn right, bitch. Pussy asshole. Examine the door. I'm Esteban, rogue trader and sovereign of this planet, and then the Emperor opened this door. It really is you. Your lordship, have mercy. You're the sovereign of this planet. Only you have the power to save us. Youth is a time of recklessness. I heard that said more than once in the Schola Progenium and during my novitiate. But youth is also a time of directness. Let us listen to this young man before we judge him. Save you from what? From Governor Wyatt. Everybody here knows what she's doing to us. We've put up with it for a long time, hoping that somebody would intervene and help us, but nobody ever did. She's turned the whole world into a slaughterhouse. People are rounded up like groks from the settlement, supposedly to go to the palace, and they're never seen again. Her servants pour something over the fields, and then people lose their minds. They start hearing voices and seeing evil spirits. While we're dying, she's sitting behind her white walls and feasting on our bones. Sacrifices, madness, pain, and death. Even in so primitive a society as this, such rites seem senseless, not worthy of such efforts. What is this, a random quirk of nature, or something darker? I was taught that peasants have a tendency to exaggerate their suffering due to sloth and weakness of spirit. But this young man, vermilion thorns pierce every centimeter of his body, and grey shackles bind his hands, feet, and neck. There are no lies in his words, only terror and desperation without end. You're telling me people are seeing evil spirits? Yes! Others are going feral and attacking their loved ones, and then there's... People say that in some settlements, well, they stopped upholding the law altogether. Imperial law and the law of basic human decency. People are turned into animals. Who's behind the rebels? Your lordship, I beg you, don't ask me that. I can't sell out my brethren. It's over for me, but the others, I won't betray them. There will be no end to the war on this planet until I get a handle on the situation, but to do that, I need to meet with your leader. Your lordship, I beg you, don't ask me that. I can't sell out the others. I won't betray them. Tell me, or I'll tear this world apart to get rid of garbage like you and your brethren. I'd rather die. How dare you rebel against a vassal of the Imperium? My little sister was taken to the palace, your lordship. She was so little. Whenever I think about what happened to her, I want to kill everyone. The governor and everyone protecting her. All of us are grieving our own losses. I'm done listening to you, rebel. It's hammer time, rebel. Hope you're ready. Hammer! Bitch. Dried berries. Wrinkled, fibrous berries covered in short fuzz. Damaged rocks with a log of the rebels' conversations. Well, that was easy. Kinda solved my problem by itself. Alright, carouse. I guess we'll give this to me. Yeah. Alright, let's go. I think the governor orchestrated rebels. I don't know. I don't know that she orchestrated the rebels, but they're definitely her fault. She definitely fucked up like a bunch of different times. Nice hammer. It is quite nice, isn't it? I'm very happy about it. I took it from a criminal on a space station. After, you know, cutting him in half with a chain axe. Faithfully, of course. I'm gonna close my window so bugs don't get in. But first, let's go over here. Alright. You neglected to mention the strange changes in the planet's flora and fauna. Magos Vinzelex is a very wise man, but his fixation on evolutionary process seems a little extreme to me. And Janus was heavily cultivated. Forests were cleared and mountains raised across half the planet. It's no surprise we're still noticing the consequences of those changes. It's possible that the plant mutations are connected to waste runoff from the harvesting equipment, and the changes in wildlife behavior could be a reaction to the expansion of the cultivated area. Are you surprised by my knowledge of the topic? A whole dynasty has dedicated itself to taming Janus, this plentiful yet stubborn planet. Every member of the Viat bloodline is versed in the fundamentals of planetary engineering and its consequences. I actually wanted to bring the whole crew. Oh wait, no, it's enter to skip the cutscene. All right. Tech Priest mentioned ancient ruins belonging to the Xenos. I know to what you're referring. Strange structures of an unknown material. For the prevention of any unfortunate accidents, I ordered the area to be declared out of bounds for all. Some things are better off left under a thick layer of dirt, beyond the grasp of even the enlightened minds of the Adeptus Mechanicus. Rumors have reached me about oddities among Janus's population. I don't deny it, some of our experiments exact a higher toll on the population than others. You see, recently one of the noble families of Janus has taken on the difficult task of enhancing the attributes of our workers. So far, it has involved introducing experimental supplements to their food and mental conditioning in monitored settlements. Sometimes procedures are disrupted, and part of the population suffers from side effects. The specialists of the Gravis family would be better placed to inform you on this topic, but alas, they're currently engaged in the field. She's got a response for everything, but I'm not exactly satisfied by any of those explanations, quote unquote. They all feel very convenient. And convenient isn't necessarily bad, it's just sussy. More of these dried berries. You see, his arms and face are covered in small boils that ooze cloudy pus even after death. Marks of corruption, not decay or disease. But how? What's this? Obey your orders, do your duty. Decorated spire hastily turned into a watchtower is a sure sign of turbulent situation on the aggro world. Yeah.
I always have a backup plan.
Alright, let's get out of here. Return to the void ship. Elantok, as you once sought my help, now I am seeking yours. Time has come to dispel the final shadows on our path. I have hidden the truth from you. I know a great deal about those who are disturbing the peace of the local ruler, and I also know where they are hiding. Allow me to show you the way, on the condition that you bring me to them. I don't think the rogue trader needs your revelations right now, Xenos. That is even assuming that you're not lying now as well. What an unexpected and suspicious revelation. Perhaps my admission does sound like that, but please believe one thing. What propels me now is much more important than my earlier silence. Everything you have discovered, everything you've learned from your kind, they're all traces of the same calamity. A calamity that will eclipse all the strife and wars on the face of this world. All the signs were plain to see, but I was here, and the monkey failed to recognize the coming storm. Please, follow me, Esteban. You must, if this world truly matters to you. Is that flying skull screaming propaganda about you? Yes, it is. It is my Servo Skull Herald. What calamity are you talking about? You're still holding back information. I will reveal the truth very soon, but not here. Not in the place where it seems evil has made its nest. Have patience, Alantok, and trust me. I will follow you, then. Let's go, Ant. I pray to the gods that we're not too late. This fucking sussy-ass bitch! Seriously, Iliad is like the sketchiest motherfucker. She keeps saying, no, we're too different. And then just refuses to answer or explain. You'll soon see everything for yourself. Like, just fucking explain it, you bitch!
Or get left in the dust.
I considered these forests my home for a time. but I still feel myself a stranger here.
Why are there teeth coming out of the fucking ground? That's chaos corruption if I've ever fucking seen it. Whoa, okay. I think that's the way forward. I don't want to go forward yet, I want to explore. Wait, is this the way forward? I'm going to assume the skill check is for, you know, added bonuses and not the way forward. Get fucking penance stared, pussy. Damn it! We're under attack! Kill the intruders! Let's see. Stop! Lower your weapons! I don't think they're gonna. Mostly because, you know, we kind of pulverized one of them, like, on sight. Alright, Pascal. Okay, that's a combat servitor. I don't like that. Did you just blew him up? Okay, so she's a navigator. You see that thing on her forehead? That's covering up her third eye. And if you look at that third eye, you die. No saving throw, no skill check, die. Let's put down this. Increase their damage. Do they only have that one servitor? It's a rebel right there. We got this sharpshooter and this heavily armed rebel. Is that a melter gun? Good. Can't wait to take that away from it. Well, that's super OP. Most things in 40k are. Can't wait to take that melter gun off you. Mr. Heavily Armed Rebel. Did you try to shoot me? The fuck is the matter with you? That's dangerous. You might hit somebody. Okay, let's take a look at this. Oh my god. Okay, so this is Iliad's thing. Okay. Let's mark ya boy. Cool. Do this. It's target affected by an exploit. That target's cover efficiency will be reduced. Wait, what's this? Cannot miss. I mean, I'm already not gonna miss. Pop him. That is not the damage you promised me. Oh, right. This deals less damage. I'm stupid.
This tedium is beneath me.
What does this do? Beginning of each of the, they will suffer 10 rending damage that ignores armor and deflection. Right. Could have done that as the follow-up. Who the fuck it keeps shooting me? Like, come on, guys. They're cheating. Chat, they're cheating. They're shooting at me. That's not supposed to happen. I'm the rogue trader. I own this place. This is my fucking planet. You're not supposed to shoot at me. Wow. Argenta got fucked up by somebody. Diversionist rebel. Rose is a diversionist? You're kind of far away to be a diversionist. Let's put down this. Actually, I should have targeted Argenta. Feeling of terror grips my heart. Why? What happened? Nothing. Okay, it's just a thing you say to spook me. Alright, do this, and then regular attack. Mother dicker. Alright, fine. Death Whisper. Poison his ass. Or bleed his ass. Okay, now, you said you thought that she was OP, right? Check this out. You had no idea how right you were. Like, oh, that sounds OP. Yes. Correct. It is. Yeah, that'll kill these guys and block off that passage. Now, don't miss. Can you shoot him? Okay, yeah, you can. Okay, so. Mark his ass. And then let's just use all of these abilities. Okay, and pop him. Good job, he's dead.
That is beneath me.
No line of sight. No line of sight. That Ripper's gonna get ripped in half by me. You know what? Sure.
You cannot force
No
me,
line of
Montauk.
sight. What do you mean no line of sight? It's a clear path. Alright, who can you shoot? Fuck it, take his head off. There. No line of sight on any of these guys. I guess this one. Let's hit him with this. And let's shoot him again. Good job, mate. Here comes a combat servitor. Now, here's the funniest part about the Thunderhammer. It has way more range than it should. So we buff up, and bonk. Fire and bleeding. I still have no idea where that fire is coming from, actually. Like, genuinely no idea. Oh, in the first round of combat, all critical hits scored by the Rogue Trader's party inflict burning. Well, that's where that comes from. Suffered by enemies is increased by +1 for each conviction dogmatic rank. Ooh. And what's this one? Ooh. Oh, I've seen that trigger a couple times. I guess I just wasn't paying attention. Okay. You. First of all, to the asshole who fucking shot Argenta, you're a dick. Second of all, Bolter. Alright. I guess that guy didn't feel... Oh, wait, he moved this way. For some reason I didn't realize he had moved. Okay. So, no point using this, we're not in cover. And... do that. Charge shot. No, that's not going to do much to him. Got him. Death by burning. Okay, Irliot, you're up. How do you not have line of sight of that guy? Whatever. Whatever, I don't care. I want that guy dead. I want his family dead. I want his house burnt to the ground. Shoot him. Good job, Irliot. Shoot him again. It won't kill him, but it'll hurt him. Says the guy who just got shot. Did you just throw a fucking grenade at me? What the fuck is the matter with you? What do you think this is? A fucking game? You think this is a fucking game, dude? I swear to fucking Christ. Stop dodging my attacks, stop dodging my attacks, stop dodging my attacks, stop dodging my attacks. You fucking bastard. Quit evading. I'm trying to kill you.
Naturally.
Okay, we can move you over here. Voice of command on. I don't think anybody needs a voice of command right now. So we're just gonna move. Actually, someone needs a voice of command, actually. You. We're gonna give you a voice of command. We're gonna give you an extra turn. And you're gonna charge through that. Nice. Use this. Activate this. Then use Daring Breach, which is gonna let him move again. I'm gonna mark this guy. Go over here. And oh, that's probably gonna kill them both, actually. Oh, I love this hammer. Hammer. Oh, it's so good, man. It's like, oh, it's so good. Anyway, boop. Penance there. And they're down to this one dude. Penance there. And now it's just a combat servitor, which is gonna get blown the fuck away by everybody shooting at him at once. I'm gonna go up here because I have some in-game knowledge. I know that enemies are gonna show up here, so we're just gonna get ready to fight them. Might as well use that. Alright, Argenta. You've got no line of sight.
My competencies are not that universal.
Can you shoot this bastard? God damn.
If I may.
She has line of sight here. She can put this on him and deal some good damage.
I'm not accustomed to being ordered around.
There. Now he has to approach us. And now all of our shooters have sight of him. So let's just go up here. Reapply this, though we don't need to. We only need to apply it one time.
High momentum.
And time for shooting. Fire. Switch. Shoot. Wildfire. Switch again. Shoot again. And then switch here and use this
His will made manifest.
and fire. This thing's immune to burning. Thermal multi-melta. How much is this? 16 to 24 damage. Wow, that's gonna fucking hurt. Oh, here comes the Eldar. Hi. You made a mistake. You did a fucky wucky, Mr. Eldar man. Okay, pop this on him. Blast him. Mark. Do this. Kill him.
If I must.
And him too.
Isha, heal my wounds.
Ha! That's cute. As cute as you think that's gonna happen. Okay, so we want to attack this thing more than just one time, so we're gonna do this. We're gonna charge him. And we're gonna do this. Activate this. Boop. She's so OP. She's so overpowered.
I understand your intent.
Bonk. He resisted my bonk. Unforgivable. Unforgivable. Bonk. I swear on Kane's riven heart, Muaran, you will pay for your treachery. May Morai Heg sunder your fate and cast it away. May the blood of Eldanesh flood your throat. Well, well, who knew a tempest was raging beneath that unruffled surface? When she opens her eyes, her face is once again a mask of cool serenity. She looks at you and begins to speak, this time in low Gothic. Please excuse me, Alantak. I allow the turmoil in my soul to win out over my reason. A slip like that could cost me more than you can even imagine. My very soul. I must be careful, even in the face of treachery. Who is Muaran? What treachery are you talking about? Muaran is the one responsible for the rebellions against the rulers of Janus. But allow me to tell you everything from the beginning. We call ourselves the Children of Asurian. Eldari is another name of ours. We are the echoes of the great empire that once ruled the galaxy and created new worlds. The planet you call Janus is one such maiden world, Villa Leathan, a haven that our ancestors made for our kin. For many millennia, only the shadows of our predecessors lived among the ruins until you humans came here. We are the heirs, and we are entirely within our rights to call the maiden world our own. However, our arrival is a tragedy, not a homecoming. We belonged to craft world Grimdark, which fell on the border of this star region. Only the providence of the merciful gods allowed us to escape the fate that befell those whose souls perished amidst the stardust along with our abode. Which border exactly? You don't need to know that, Iron Monkey. I am aware of your looting practices. After the calamity, the Leviathan offered my kin a sanctuary, a place of respite in the ruins of our ancestors, under the canopy of the forests created by the wisdom of our world singers, living alongside your kind who reap the fruits of our labor with such vulgarity. You came to Janus along with the rest of the Eldari. No, my path brought me to the Leviathan later, by another route. How your kin connected to the uprising. Soon do not enter battles they cannot win. However, it is in our power to direct the currents so that the elements themselves wash obstacles and enemies from our path. And so it was in this case. Muaran, the Farseer from Grimdark, saw a future without the monkey, and we followed his lead. We simply used the monkey's passions against them. Their love of freedom and anarchy, their love of domination and violence. Stoking enmity between servants and rulers is easier when your targets are governed by emotion rather than reason. Why did your own kind attack you? I know not. Alright? Why would a handful of Xenos go to war against the whole planet? You can't kill everyone. You struggle to understand the children of Asurian, and I do not blame you for that. We're too different. No, you're fucking stupid. That's what you are. You're fucking stupid. You're still convinced that you can just show up, push a button, and problems get solved, and that's not how it works anymore. Usually you push the button, you try to solve the problem, and then the Imperium realizes you're there and squashes you like fucking bugs. That's what's different between us. Walk blindly into... We choose the path, guided by our Farseers, and yet you still get it wrong. Dumbass. Grimdark was the birthplace of the powerful watchers of things to come. Our leaders were selected from among their ranks, and their word was set in stone, unshakable like the universe itself. What's brought on this Kanda? Yeah, she's Selon Thresh and she who thirsts are the names of the Elder. Okay. Disfigurements. It seems you call these mutations are the surest sign of this threat. By mutilating living forms, this malevolent power subjugates them and bends them to its will. Yeah. I don't care. I don't care, Iliad. Just point me to the Eldar so I can shoot them. As lamentable as it may be, the Imperium's history knows many cases where even the most steadfast followers of the Creed would turn away from his light. Governor Viad had to tap into many founts of knowledge to turn Janus into a prosperous agri-world. Perhaps one of those founts became her undoing. Jesus. Maybe she is tainted from consorting with the archenemy. We'll have to find out for ourselves. Perhaps the signs I uncovered have failed to convince you. I pray to the gods that other proofs, something more comprehensible to you, will emerge to sway your opinion. If we want to meet with the leaders of the uprising, we better keep moving. Yeah, let's loot these clowns. Oh, you fucking teleported. We got a melta. I fucking love melta guns. Give it to him. Yeah, melta. Bolter and flamer for you, and melta gun for him. Alright, so plus 1 AP. Ooh, nice. And intelligence. No, ew. I think I'm gonna go strength. Yeah, I think my weapon skill is more than high enough at this point. It's not like I'm missing anything. I say, like, immediately after we missed. But don't worry about that. Perception. Let's raise your intelligence. For you, I think we're gonna do willpower. And for you, agility. Cool. Let's loot the rest of these rebels.
Let us not dawdle.
A ship. Eldari Ranger armor. Oh, it's the same. I'm wondering if I'm gonna want to teach my main guy to use plasma, but no. He's a full warrior. Heavy bolter. Why? Because heavy bolter. That's why. I need no further argument. But no, I'm kidding. I'm not actually gonna use a heavy bolter. Why do you keep doing that? Like, I have an open slot right here. Alright. This is nice. It lets me get an extra ability point if I really need one, in exchange for a little bit of health. I really do want to replace my Ratowi pattern bolter with this heavy bolter. Okay, let's steal this guy here. Oh, there's some goods here that we didn't notice before. Okay, oh, it's actually getting kind of late. And as I said, it is gym day for me. So,
Always keep your eye on the prize.
What he said. I am actually gonna have to leave now, guys. So, I hope everybody had a good time. I know I did. I really like this game. But we need to find somebody to raid. So, who's doing something fun? Borderlands, Dragon Age, somebody who's just sleeping, Baldur's Gate 3, come on. You know what? How about we raid someone? I'm gonna raid It's Me Hyrie. She's gonna be playing Deep Rock Galactic, and she's just starting her stream, so you'll get to pick it up from the start. So, I hope everybody had a good time. I know I did. Hope to see you guys again tomorrow. Tomorrow we're gonna go back to Dragon Age, because I want to see if I can finish Dragon Age 2 and Inquisition before Veilguard comes out, so we can jump right into it with none of our previous world state, because hooray BioWare. Regardless, I'll see you guys next time. Have a good one, and cheers!